Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Southeast Asia. You're, of course, still watching the Garena Premier League Spring 2017. And, of course, we'll be your shoutcasters for the final game of day one of the group stages. I'm Atlas, and with me is Vulcan.
So with that said, we'll be checking the standings in a bit because this will be the last game. And because of that, we have to see what are the teams are fighting for. And look at that. KLH with no loss at all.
And this is going to be their third game for today. And this final game of day one is going to set the stage for tomorrow's games. How the teams will strategize. And if MSK wins, is a sure statement that they still have a chance. But if KLH wins, it's going to be 3-0.
Landslide. They are one of the top dogs performing in the GPL, not to mention they have the underdogs too. But looking at the schedule right now, Kuala Lumpur Hunters versus MSK will be the game 6 for tonight. And if MSK wins this game, it's actually going to be a statement because KLH has been dominating in their past GPL. Not to mention they would be taking away KLH's win streak. But if KLH defeats MSK by doing so, that they also make a statement saying that KLH is something you have to watch out for, that you cannot underestimate.
Yeah, the interesting thing is if MSK wins this is going to be, for day one, a three-way tie of 2-1. And that's going to actually set the stage, make tomorrow a lot more intense.
There will be tiebreakers.
Yeah, tiebreakers. We can reach like 8 games tomorrow if there are tiebreakers. It's going to be super intense.
So right now, the last game will have a lot of bearing on day 2 of the group stage. So, what's your take on this, guys? Do you think KLH will win this with a 3-0, or will MSK deny the 3-0 and take it in with a 2-1, making a really huge tiebreaker?
Yeah, Southeast Asia, this GPL is not just rock, paper, scissors, where this team beats that and that team, and it beats the other, and it forms like a circular thing. There's definitely huge spikes in power, so many factors to consider, and that's why Southeast Asia, I think, is one of the most exciting regions here in League of Legends.
But we would say it's a rock, paper, scissors game, but if a team comes back from a deficit, we would be seeing a scenario where a paper can defeat a scissor.
Yeah,
so it's not about like based on the book. We have to also assume that teams will be under edge. They will strategize. They would have a comeback.
And let's look at the strategy of both of these teams in a pick and ban phase. We're going to see the first 3 bans of each of our teams right now. It's going to be Kuala Lumpur Hunters versus MSK, immediately banning out TG's Malzahar there. Don't want to deal with that. Just target restrain.
Oh, yes, and look at that. Lulu ban.
Yeah, the Lulu
this
ban.
time, it's going to be in the first phase of the banning phase, not anymore in the second phase where we see in the previous bans.
Yeah, coincidentally, each of these bans are what the other team used for the support role. It's going to be the Lulu and the Malzahar banned out. 2 very powerful supports here in the bot lane being denied for both teams. Let's see how Kuala Lumpur Hunters respond to that.
Right now, just the drafting phase will have a lot of bearing to see how the game will play out, not to mention the pressure is really on to who should they shut down.
Yes, Syndra. I think Syndra ban out for Kuala Lumpur Hunters, and I do think this is good because I think Kuala Lumpur Hunters will, for the rest of their bans, want to focus on banning out junglers and mid laners, because the relationship between this, if the mid lane gets behind, if our hedge is able to put out lots of pressure, then Caspiel has an easier time. If Caspiel has an easier time, then our hedge can just push the lane in more freely. It's a really symbiotic relationship. On the other hand, MSK does not want to deal with Caspiel's high pressure, high impact Lee Sin, banning it out. And well, at least, see, they're really banning out these junglers and their mid laners.
Yeah, and
at least banned out against James.
Also, KLH answering with a jungler ban. Right now, on KLH's side, we are seeing 3 lane bans. That would be the support, the mid, and the jungle. But on MSK's side, they are also mirroring that matchup. And right now, it would be a Renekton ban.
Yeah, they really don't want to do this. We saw how much Shiro did on that Renekton. Lots of triple kills all around. So much damage in the team fights in the mid game. And it seems like they will be responding to this with a lock-in priority for Caspiel, the Graves.
Oh, that is a high priority for KLH. So, obviously, this will be a lock-in. So, let's see how MSK will answer in their second pick. to a Graves.
Yeah, because blind picking a Graves, I mean, yes, one of the most powerful champions for that role, but there are ways that you can mitigate that. Blind picking that Graves into, say, these champions, they seem to be prioritizing the Nautilus here. Let's see what other champions MSK will be pulling out. Kha'Zix will be the pickup against the Graves here, not giving out too much information. That's already Caspiel on at Graves. You don't give out too much information by blocking in your jungler in response. So we're going to see how everything plays out in the next picks of Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
Yeah, we're seeing a switch between Nixta and James because of James' previous performance, and not to mention the Lee Sin ban is pinpointed because EXA was picked up a lot because of the Lee Sin, but on KLH's side, these bans are more of control bans.
Yeah, they're really just control. Just a lot of control. They don't want to go in too deep. They don't want to go to the face immediately. They just want to control the ban phase, and that's actually very strong, revealing their bot lane.
KLH securing one of the high priority meta champions right now in the first picking phase. But on MSK side, they are also doing the same thing. We are seeing a hover on Ivern
I
Vladimir.
want to see Exo sense Vladimir because he gets caught a lot. He got caught a lot in the previous game. With Vladimir, you have a lot more freedom. You can just sustain up, brawl with your Tides of Blood and your sustain, and it doesn't really matter if you're caught out. If you can make that revenge with a Hemo Plague and the rest of your kit, might be compensating for that. But for the second rotation of our bans, they don't want to deal with Orianna.
Well, Orianna is also one of the strongest, most picked AP mid laners, and
lots of utility, respectable damage.
And not to mention that on KLH's side, they have now mid laner and no mid laner, no top laner just yet. So MSK would be going for a top and mid ban. Let's see.
Banning out TG's Nami here.
Heavy focus.
Don't want to deal with the sustain coming from the Nami, so they can just keep poking in with the Soul Flare, with the Inner Flame coming from Bipolar. Plus, of course, the in and out damage of CO4.
Two mid laners
banned out against our hedge. And of course, with the Syndra banned as well earlier, that's a lot of mid laners away. Okay.
Wow.
Kuala Lumpur Hunters really trying to ban out powerful bot lane champions on the side of MSK.
And on MSK's side,
yeah,
they are banning out the two Gemmas in the mid lane.
What are the alternatives here for this composition that they want? I think with a brawling composition like this, Apharos might actually help a lot, but it seems like Jhin will be the pickup.
Jhin would be a more
favorable pickup here on
but
Zensho.
It would be safer to pick a Jhin knowing that Anami is banned because we know that Anami's title is such a huge counter against the Curtain Call. So let's see on KLH's side, what will they ban out? What will they pick in their last pick and phase?
It's going to be the top lane and the mid lane. It's going to be the Talia. And it's going to be our hedge.
I've seen this before. No!
Plus the Rumble.
Wow. A Rumble was left open, and they are picking out the top Rumble.
Yeah, of course, Shiro is going to pick up that Rumble when it's available to him. And combine that, let's say that our hedge is able to block out the pathing of MSK, transition that into a very powerful equalizer. Tasty.
A lot of pressure is on James for early game performance.
And we did see him in his previous game, not the previous game of MSK, but their first game, James, on that Elise, he wasn't able to put out so much early game pressure, but they were able to win the game. But I didn't see too much Elise plays from that. Maybe the Kha'Zix will be more comfortable for him.
Kaigo will have a really hard time this time in the top lane, knowing that we now see our Rumble left open for KLH Shiro to take it in. Not to mention a Graves jungle and a mid Talia.
It's going to be...
the synergy is no doubt in the hands of
Imagine
KLH.
a dragon fight, and they're on MSK's, and since they're on red side, they will be on the dragon pit, get trapped by the Weaver's wall, and then the equalizer will just be there to roast them inside, just straight up pot roast them. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. And not to mention, to our viewers out there, this is going to be the last game. So it's really the pressure's onto MSK.
Yeah, they really need to win this. Right now they are 1-1. And Kuala Lumpur Hunters is 2-0. And to make things, the second day of the group stages more easier for them to get out of groups, they really want to get that three-way tie of 2-1. So we're just going to load on into the Rift very, very soon. But looking at the compositions right now, I'm actually a little bit favoring Kuala Lumpur Hunters composition here because of the wombo combo that they can pull out. Just imagine this, just being within a Baron Pit or a Dragon Pit or even just a choke point blocked off by the Weaver's Wall, Equalizer into end of the line, into collateral damage, and there's just CO4 weaving in and out of that battlefield.
And on KLH's side, we can see that the pressure will be really on to the top lane, knowing that Kaigo likes to play submissively.
Yep, Kaigo being able to play that Nautilus, he will have a hard time against Shiro. It's not a completely disfavored matchup, but he might be able, to survive that with the help of James, because Caspiel. But Caspiel is not gonna let that happen, because we've seen him. He's always. And we have loaded onto the Rift here for Game 6 of Day 1 of the Garena Premier League Spring 2017 group stages. This is Kuala Lumpur Hunters from Malaysia versus MSK from the Philippines. Let's go through the vision all over the Rift. Not just a bird's eye view, we are taking a trip on a magic carpet ride here, just regular lines of scrimmage from both of our teams. Don't want to risk anything too badly.
Oh, yeah, and not to mention that Nautilus is starting with a Corrupting Potion. So, is it a nice starting item compared to the Dark Seal, knowing that it's a Rumble you're up against?
Knowing it's a Rumble you're up against, you really want that Corrupting Potion. It tops off your health, your mana, and because Rumble has no resources. You can just keep poking you with a Flame Spitter, with a Shock Lances, and Kaigo really needs that Corrupting Potion to stay in lane for longer, to match him in the pressure. Plus,
so
it's good to help him with the trades.
Yeah, so it's more favorable than a Doran Shield.
It's definitely more favorable because Doran Shield is best against single target, but Shiro does not have a lot of single target aside from this.
That's true.
Aside from the Shock Lances.
So right now, this is going to be the last game. That will determine the standings for group stage of Day 1. So let's see how this will play out with standard starts in the jungle.
Yeah, blue buff starts for both of our junglers. It really is just one of the natural jungle passes for these two champions. We're going to see how they're going to transition this into pressure for their team, because both of these teams really need to exert the pressure for the rest of their lanes to pop off. Exosen really wants to get those kills, so does James. On the other hand, we know how RH and Caspiel have been playing around each other and just putting out lots of pressure together. And I think RH will be able to push in a lot of the lanes here than roam. He does have the Ghost. He will use that a lot to roam, I think. And okay, this is just going to be Kaigo getting pushed in. Not really something unexpected of the matchup. And that's just going to be him chugging down those Corrupting Potions to try and just survive in the lane. And then just wait for an opportunity to apply his own pressure using Teleport.
It's showing because we can see that James is rotating towards the bot side, but's been spotted. Right now, as we said before, the pressure is onto James to perform really well in the early phase of the game, knowing that that is a Kha'Zix and they have to at least deny some resources and opportunities from Caspiel.
Yeah, and if James is able to match Caspiel's pressure, able to bring advantages to his team, then that's a statement, because Caspiel is one of the strongest junglers within the group stages right now. And if James can match that power, then that's a statement for MSK as a team. We're going to see, because right now Caspiel is just satisfied clearing his own jungle. Probably going to recall very soon for his items.
Will it be the same thing that we've seen before in the games of KLH?
Yeah.
Will they be able to remove the resources from MSK like how they did with other teams?
That's really going to be the big question here. Because Caspiel is in position, is really in a position to steal resources, high damage, very fast clear from the graves, establishing vision here, say with the camp. He can just easily remove the armor and magic resist of the Scuttler Crab just by auto-attacking it. So you can see here, actually, as you said, he's going to transition that vision in the river to advantages.
Pathing towards the bot side, Caspiel taking some goodies from Hamis. Might opt for a dive in the turret in the bot lane, but in the mid lane,
risky.
It's too risky.
So right now he's just looking for opportunities to steal more resources, to exert pressure, burn some summoner spells for the other lanes, even taking away the blast cone from Hames if ever he needs it. And yeah, this is by the books from KLH so far. Their mid laner, Arhedge, just pushing in the wave against Exos, and this is why Caspiel can just fearlessly go for these invades and counter jungles, because if ever trouble comes up, he's more in a position to respond, especially with his ghost.
Oh, look at that, Hamis. We might be expecting the lantern combo. Here it comes. TG goes in the flash. The flame misses.
The flame misses instantly. And no summer spells burnt from CO4.
It was too far.
Yeah, that was way too far, and quite telegraphed at that point, especially against Bipolar, who has that speed boost with the Inspire plus CO4, being able to just relentless pursuit out of there. So giving away his position as well. Caspiel can just easily farm up more with his clear speed.
With the junglers just making out sure that they don't take too much risks. But knowing that TG's Thresh was banned previously, it's nice to see it now, but
that's one of his pocket picks.
Yeah, that was too obvious, no doubt, for the gank to happen. So I think KLH read it very efficiently, so now we can see
Hames. This might be dangerous if this Caspiel doesn't find him.
Caspiel spotting Hames, but he did not see his HP, so he's in kill range. That would be a signal.
It's going to be Arhedge to back his buddy up, and that's Hames trying to match the counter jungle that Caspiel was bringing out. He wants to be able to, he wants to be able to move as aggressively as Caspiel, able to put out the same amount of pressure as he does, so that Caspiel doesn't feel too safe going into his jungle, into Hames' jungle.
This spells really bad news for MSK, knowing that TG previously used this flash, and knowing that Arhedge reached level 6, he is free to take bot lane.
He roams their bot lane and catches TG out of position. That's going to be pretty easy for CO4 and Bipolar to take advantage of. Plus Caspiel.
Yeah, his flash is pretty long for his cooldown.
Yeah, it's around 2.5 minutes away. Looking at the cooldown timer on his champion portrait. And
oh, that was a pretty close death sentence, almost connecting to CO4. Looking at the trade, Zensho gets the bind onto CO4. There is the play, plus the ignite. CO4 flashing away with the exchange of an exhaust, but Zensho flashed in for the 4th bullet and the first blood.
And the speed was coming from that 4th bullet, immediate
Oh
crit.
no,
okay.
That was not enough, but the death sentence connects to Caspiel, who is taking the damage from the turret, giving the kill to Zensho. Kaigu from the top lane lands the depth charge onto Bipolar. Zensho is very low, Dredge Knight connecting again towards Bipolar, and in the Dark Dragon side, that would be an engage, and that opens up for a Mountain Drake.
That's going to be an easy Mountain Drake, almost no contest from here. Shiro just opts to push the top lane, and I like the discipline from Zensho there. Do not force going into Bipolar, because that is already Kaigu's kill. He has secured that, and just going near would open him up to an Inner Flame, or worse, a Soul Flare.
That is a really early Drake, the Mountain Drake, in the hands of Mineski. We have to expect that this team is going to play the pushing game more often, and not to mention giving an advantage in objective control. But on the top side, KLH Shiro pushing out, knowing
that's going to be a lot of shared gold for KLH after this turret does go down, and well, very efficiently as well.
First turret down for the count. Kaigu left without a turret, backs away.
And I like the timing of Caspiel still taking so many resources here.
Hames
has an idea.
Closing in on the Caspiel. He goes into Arhedge. There is the equalizer torching Hames. He is forced to flash over the wall.
That was way too risky coming from Hames, because that would have been a 2v3 even with Exocent on his way. That would have been very bad if he was killed there for Mineski.
Pressure coming in from the top lane. We can see that just because for the first turn alone, this gives Shiro a lot of roaming space.
This is how Exo said our edge here. And look at here.
Oh wow, pincer attack.
Yeah, pincer attack. James just easily with the Thunderlords to burst him down. He was planning to flash over, but the damage from the dragon plus the burst, too much.
There is no war on the brush side of KLH. TG is really waiting it out. He has the discipline to
This should be so obvious, though.
Not really. There is no war. Then there it is. Bipolar spots TG.
That should be so obvious, and that of course the hook support would try to establish control over the brush. But there is really no other place for TG to wait around to try and get a hook. So just pretty standard, just the control ward there to ensure that that control ward though is good. If ever James wants to go for a lane gank, that's already there. To try and deny any vision here. Very close death sentence.
Very close.
Yeah, James is on the bot side here. They might be preparing for a lane gank.
Yeah, he placed the control ward knowing that James will be rotating. There is no wards in that brush anymore.
Oh, so many control wards.
3 control wards in the bot lane.
Really focusing around Zensho here.
And no wards on KLH's brush side. So this is vision control in terms of... Okay, he goes in for the flash play, miss again. Very obvious, but right now Caspiel going in for the revenge. There is the calling. The collateral damage is not enough.
That once again a missed flash play there from TG.
I think
not really paying off.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing that for twice already. Did not succeed. We might see an over the wall. Oh, there it is. That's plus the connection from James. That would be a kill. Slick here. Current call is there. Just defend off KLH. But teleport coming in. Shiro will rejoin the fight. There is Shiro and the equalizers on the floor. Sancho's gets caught. There is KLH here. 04 picking up a kill. James trying to escape over the wall, but there is RH for the kill.
Man, KLH is actually ahead in gold even with a 2-kill deficit. It's going to be 1.5k coming from the CS lead of Shiro in top lane.
The responsiveness
as well as Caspiel. Yeah, the responsiveness there. I don't think Mineski was expecting the teleport there. Plus, but the Weaver's Wall should have been expected, and that was really
great team play from KLH. The teleport was spot on. Right now, Bipolar diving the turret with skill 4 for the damage, but the 4 bullets just too much. He heals away. That was not enough. Zensho gets the killing spree.
Yeah, Kaigu's teleport was not.
Oh boy! Here it comes. Death charges onto Bipolar, but the flash to disengage.
Yeah, that's gonna be 2 ultimates. The Hemo Plague and the Death Charge for the flash there. Opens up a little bit of mid lane, but no, James is there for the cover.
Yeah, the thing in the bot lane was pretty ballsy of KLH. Was going to succeed, but the teleport is there. Zensho did not see that coming. Bipolar will have to do a lot. Zensho, 4th bullet for the crit. Oh yes, not enough. That will be a minimum, but Bipolar so close.
Yeah, that was a bit too ambitious from Bipolar. Of course, Karma, lots of damage, and Zensho has a lot of delay in terms of his auto attacks because of the reload mechanic and not scaling with attack speed.
That was a close call.
Yeah, he used the minions as a meat shield against the Inner Flame.
That was pretty smart for Bipolar, but he really liked the mana.
Yeah, lacked the mana. Plus, the minions just being the meat shield for Zensho there. There was a pretty substantial wave that actually finished off the kill for him.
TG against Way, shielding for the lantern. There is the flame plus the ignite, and there is the connection from James.
That's actually more gold onto Mineski right now. They want to transition this into a little bit of a damage.
Shiro has the equalizer.
Okay. They have to respect that.
They have to respect that. The equalizer will be a game-changing ultimate, and right now in the bot side, CL4, knowing that 3 members is in the mid lane, this just goes to show how good they are in terms of rotation.
And really, right now, it's just Mineski resetting after all of that chaos. Seems like Exosen on the defending side.
He's very low. Ooh. Dodges the collateral damage. James goes in for the slow. Caspiel flash. Same with Exo for the kill.
I actually want to note this. The evolution coming from James on that Kha'Zix is actually on the Void Spikes instead of the Taste Their Fear opting for.
Yeah, but it's bad that Mineski's kills are not translating to objectives.
Yeah.
That's why KLH will have an advantage in the long run knowing that they will have more turrets.
It seems like right now they're gonna focus on these dragons. They are establishing some vision over there. The Infernal Drake plus the Mountain Drake will be very painful when it comes to the skirmishes, but there are pings to be mindful of the presence of the Weaver's Wall.
Has the Weaver's Wall ready. Bipolar is there. CO4 has the calling. And here it comes, the Weaver's Wall, a bit too late. Orange gets binded by Sancho, and a death sentence for the secure. Sancho is unstoppable.
That's going to be a kill plus an Infernal.
Oh, KSPL going in for Exo. Took a lot of damage, it's not there, but the Dredge Strike connects onto KSPL. There's the fourth bullet, but James will clean it up, and Shiro takes in the slow.
Again, a little bit too ambitious from KSPL to try and get some kills, especially against a Vladimir like Exosen, but this does give CO4 a lot of time, bot lane for free farm and that turret, but that's a lot of control lost from KLH in that mid lane.
Right now in the mid lane, 3 members pushing it in. Sancho taking so much damage. Shiro using the equalizer very effectively.
Yeah, very effectively, but having to use that to clear the wave defensively, man, that must be a huge cost for what KLH wants to do.
Oh, look at the gold. Sancho.
The Sancho's gold is
600.
Yeah, 600. Actually, not that huge. Their total gold is quite comparable to each other, but the gold value of the Mountain Drake and Infernal Drake will only grow in time. The KLH, despite being so behind in kills,
he has the Infinity Edge already completed.
Yeah, he's 5-0-3. I think the experience is the biggest thing for Sancho. He will reach level 11 before CO4, and plus this, the gold value from the Mountain Drake and Infernal Drake will only grow with time. While KLH has already collected the gold from the turrets. That's, I guess, one of the things you can take away from
very
this.
True. The first turret was enough for KLH to itemize very properly. Bipolar gets on. James going for a really ballsy lead. He is now 4 members out, and he outplays them all.
Man, Void Assault. It's a short burst of invisibility, but it's enough to just outplay your opponents, lead them into chasing you into one direction and then go the other. Very well played by James. That would have been a death for many Kha'Zix players, the average Kha'Zix player. Let's look at it right now.
KLH dodging the death sentence. Here comes KSPL for the engage, but there is the back signal from KLH. Arhedge still closing in on to James. He is very low. He leaps away.
They don't want to fight that just yet, with all of them pretty low, burning some important cooldowns. Hemoplague was not up for that, so if a fight did break out, they would have been quite at a disadvantage.
And right now in the mid lane, CO4 just patiently waiting for the time to strike. Arhedge is just, flinging around Exo all over the mid lane. So the pressure is now there.
The pressure definitely is there. The wave clear from both of these mid laners enough to just leave mid lane so barren of minions, and everyone is just playing around this mid lane now, ending their laning phase.
CO4 and Bipolar, all summoners are up. If ever a team fight happens, both teleports are there. This could spell messy for MSK if ever they overcommit. I mean, they have the kills or lead, but in terms of gold lead, not too much.
Yeah, that's not a very big disparity. Because as I said, KLH was able to collect so much from their
farming and objectives.
But considering the gold value of the Dragon,
Arhedge gets binded, and there is that critical plus a teleport coming in. Shiro will join the fight. That was a pretty good.
The body block coming from Bipolar.
Great block.
But that does open up the mid lane turret with Arhedge down. That's a pretty big source of wave clear away from KLH. KSPL will.
So right now, Shiro has no teleport. Here comes the Weaver's Wall to cut their escape, but there's no connection.
Really no
it connects out to KSPL. He quick draws away. Now the damage is on to Arhedge. He barely survives, and now James is all over the wall, waiting for the right time. Sancho goes in for the flash crit. Not enough.
Dead with shield as well to just ensure that Death Bar Touch doesn't even own. I don't think he has Death Bar Touch. He does have the Warlords. Yep. And that's just going to be them rotating down to the bot lane to try and get this turret. But yeah, that was funny. Arhedge tried to cut them off with a Weaver's Wall, but they just wanted to go in instead of going out.
I think that was supposed to be an engaged, that was a really nice Weaver's Wall.
Yeah, but
there was no
one to follow up.
Look at that Exo. Now, words place. That time is message. There's the calling. Oh, look at that equalizer. Exo gets slowed. There's the inner flame. Shiro flashes in. That's not going to be enough. There is the harpoon. Misses the slow. TG landing to the sentence. There is the box on the floor. But look at James waiting for the right time to strike. It's too late because Shiro gets the double kill. Zencho is very low. Gets exhausted. That is a shutdown in this car. Clean up right now for KLH.
Man, that choke point there, that perfect placement of the equalizer just allows KLH to wipe out Mineski there. No chance to just retaliate. There was no death charge. Hemo Plague as well was not up. And then Zencho was way too vulnerable.
The equalizer made that play. Shiro with the flame spitter gets the double kill.
Yeah, look at this. This is actually after the equalizer, but because of how they're positioned, Zencho easily taken out after they take out the support in the mid laner. And
not to mention, I said before that the summoners were off for KLH, and if Mineski gets too confident, that would spell trouble. And that's what happened there.
And really, TG has been. I mean, Mineski wants to be aggressive. They have Ignite, they have 2 Ignites, they have an Assassin, they have a very high damage and high sustained damage mid laner. But yeah, TG just missing the hooks, missing the flash plays, really puts them at a disadvantage and puts them on the back foot. And this is going to be, TG has to redeem himself here for Mineski with the upcoming Dragon fight. This is going to be inevitably a Dragon fight.
Man.
No one wants to miss a Mountain Drake.
That would be a second Mountain Drake for Mineski if KLH does not contest this.
They do have some vision control over
that
here.
That vision ward is not actually cancelled by the control ward, so they know that Mineski is going for the Mountain Drake.
And both these top laners now the
teleport coming in. Caspiel closing in onto the Mountain Drake. James 4 shots away. TG's there in the middle. There is the curtain call. Very near displacing Zencho. He can't even approach. He gets torched by the equalizer. But in the mid lane fight, there is Axel trying to burst the members down. CL4 tries to do much, but not enough. Axel gets burned by KLH.
That's going to be James with no way.
Oh, CL4. Really close call.
And that's still going to be a huge win for KLH, extending their lead
positioning was
getting Mountain Drake.
Bad for Mineski.
The positioning there was very, very questionable. So bad. The team was split. The curtain call was up, but the equalizer instantly cancels it. Too early to try and go for them.
Too close
to each other. You can see here that they are split apart. TG in the middle, but no one can take advantage. The Weaver's wall just puts Zencho out of the fight completely.
Yes, that just from zoning out Zencho, Mineski does not have the damage they need. And look at the members of KLH, they are still healthy. They have the damage from Shiro, from Caspiel, and their ADC CO4.
And really cutting off even one member with a Weaver's wall does so much. Zencho, their main damage dealer, their AD carry, not in the fight, and also chopped down by the equalizer.
Wow.
That is just way too much. Well played by KLH.
Coming from Arhedge, knows when to cut off the members.
Arhedge really on point with the Talia, and undoubtedly that's why Talia has also been gaining popularity as a mid laner throughout all the regions. Is that how good it is in just controlling the map, being able to work the ground and then take advantage of it, of the terrain. It's going to see how KLH is going to maneuver around here.
And right now KLH having a gold lead of 3,000. That's going to be a lot in terms of itemization. And knowing that Shiro is 315, he has the Leander's Torment plus Zanya's Hourglass.
It's actually going to be pretty hard for James to get his resets, get his kills. He is 5, 1, and 2, but
there is the Weaver's wall, cutting off Zencho. So this means that the Weaver's wall is gone. Mineski.
Maybe Mineski can force a fight here if they want to, but still, James may have some trouble taking out, because Shiro has the Zanya. Caspiel has natural armor from mid. Yes, the Talia, the Arhedge here might be his best target, because CO4 can just kite him out. He has some health too coming from the Black Weaver plus lifesteal. And Bipolar, not really a super worth target unless he's available.
Flashes out for all members of Mineski, but on KLH side, they don't have. Caspiel does not have his flash. Will be up pretty soon. So right now, if a fight does happen,
TG still needs to be the main initiator for a team, because I mean, he needs to get a pick off with a death sentence. If not, Kaigu will have to fill in as the main champion and pull in the Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
Yeah, or make Kaigu be the initiator and easy just peel for Zensho.
Yeah, just peel for Zensho, because it's going to be so hard once Caspiel and Shiro start going in there with guns blazing. It's going to be very hard for Zensho to peel to survive by himself with just the move speed from his crits.
But it's also difficult for MSK to even pull it off. Knowing that is Rumble, there's the equalizer, such a great disruptive.
Yeah, it's a hard decision. You can't be too close to each other because the equalizer will destroy you. Well, our hedge can just cut you off if you're too split apart. So it's really all about the positioning here from MSK if they want to take this win. Well, Kuala Lumpur Hunters has been doing pretty good in terms of their rotations, in terms of their the fights that they pick. Yeah, the team fight can't be initiated on the terms of KLH. If that happens, MSK is gonna lose.
So right now, what MSK has to do is wait it out, I think.
Wait it out, and if ever there's gonna be a team fight, it should be on their terms and their territory, on their vision.
And right now, KLH reclaiming the map they've lost with the control in terms of vision, and knowing that the rotations for KLH, things are spelling out for maybe a Baron.
Yeah, it might be the Baron. They are looking for it. They are establishing some vision around that area. And they do have 280 carries. They do have the equalizer for anyone that tries to steal it, anyone that tries to fight them within the pit. They have that advantage. Plus,
yeah, I don't think MSK should even go for a Baron, knowing that there is the Thalia and the Rumble.
Yeah, that's gonna be just
barbecue.
A death room, a barbecue grill for them within that Baron pit if they try to do that. So they really need to have a pick-off or initiate on their own terms, because if they allow KLH to be the ones to initiate.
Oh, James! Pretty close call. Danger close.
Yeah, very close. Do not want to get any dashes or leaps over those rocks. It's just going to explode on you. They really should be able to start fights on their terms, because if they let fights start on KLH's terms, where they can set up the Weaver's Wall into the equalizer with a double 80 carry threat, that's just going to spell so much trouble for them and getting them into an unwinnable team fight. So they really need to be the ones to take advantage of mistakes of KLH instead of the other way around.
James, half health down. There is the flash in. Bipolar takes in the death sentence, and TG is very low. There is the current goal, and James for the cleanup. And then the current goes up. The 4th bullet is still up for grabs. Who's going to take it? It's Shiro.
Not a lot of damage because it is an execution.
Oh no, Zensho is actually prone to a flank, but that would be a disengage. EXO making his way into the main lane. That was a save by Bipolar. He flashed in to save.
That was like a Mr. President moment. Watch out, Mr. President. It is actually might give an Ocean Drake opportunity.
And not to mention, that was pretty close for MSK's side too. They would have lost a teammate, so that was a pretty quick reaction for Bipolar. So with that said, Bipolar crashing the base.
This is once again a dragon by MSK.
Oh no, KPL! Ballsy move! He steals the Ocean from the hands of MSK.
That's going to be a drag on the hands of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Mountain and water and ocean compared to the mountain and infernal for MSK. Let's see how they respond to that. That's going to be smite away from KPL for around a minute. Let's see if they are going to be able to take advantage of that. Let's look at the replay.
Wow, that's smite.
Anyway, flashes right into it to save our hedge. The hero, Bipolar, gives his life for his mid laner.
And note that TG was very close in kill range.
Yeah. James, of course, jumps in, but really, that was all about Bipolar with the reactions to just flash into that death sentence.
And with that said, a Weaver's Wall just cuts them off. Here comes EXO for the ultimate, and now the death charge is up. Zensho is free to hit the blade he pleases, but it's a save for CL4. Shiro with a flame splitter and zone. Yes, CL4 secures the kill onto Kaigo, and TG is very low. Zensho is trying to catch Mammoth. Hedge gets taken up by Zensho. Here comes the critical. That will be a cleanup. Oh, double kill. Let's see the 3rd bullet. Oh yes, a triple kill for Zensho and a cleanup from James. That is an ace.
That's an ace for MSK after taking advantage of everyone being low. Saves the curtain call for its intended use, which is to finish off targets. And that's going to be the damage from James as well. They are going to try for this Baron. will they have?
The death timers are pretty lengthy for KLH, so I think they can take this Baron without any problem.
Does have the teleport to try to intercept, but let's look at how that is. Zensho was able to just free hit here, and James able to help with the cleanup. But the fight before that actually set him up, taking so much damage AoE, even though that Exosen died early in that fight, he was able to bring out lots of AoE damage with the Tides of Blood and single target damage with the Transfusion and the and AoE, more AoE with a Hemoplague. So that just allows them to really take away that fight and allow Zensho and James to clean up the rest of the fight.
Yeah, but we also saw in the mid lane fight the Weaver's Wall was
huge. That was such a good Weaver's Wall.
That was such a good Weaver's Wall.
Cutting off two members.
And that opened up for the take for the turret. But after the Weaver's Wall was down,
kind of overstayed.
They overstayed.
They just got engaged on, and after that, it was just, as I said, the cleanup. But really, our hedge so on point with the Weaver's Wall.
But also on MSK side, also on point in terms of Zensho's position is always out far range, and I think that's why the Weaver's Wall is such a problem for Zensho. Knowing that the Weaver's Wall is gone, that gives Zensho...
it really restricts your position.
Yeah, it restricts his position, plus he can't do a lot of damage, and that's what happened. They took the turret, they exchanged the turret for an Ace and a Baron. They overstayed.
What I noticed about Zensho in today's games is his positioning is always on point, which is why his KDA is usually on the higher side. But yeah, it's a very good tech for our hedge to use that Weaver's Wall to deny him the positioning that he's good at.
But also Caspiel was also the one really diving in, and the teammates will just follow Caspiel. So it just goes to show how KLH plays at really
coordinated team
fights.
They play as not as 5 fingers, but as a hand, and that's really what I find impressive of KLH. And really playing around Caspiel, they're still playing around Caspiel, I believe, because he has lots of damage. He's one of the huge sources of burst coming from Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
But Kuala Lumpur Hunters also have to respect the burst coming from Zensho with the Jhin, and not to mention Exo is not there as the hyper mid carry, but the carry is all to Zensho's hands.
So it's really on Zensho's hands, as you said, and all the factors combined in this game, because Caspiel has shown that he really likes taking risks. But sometimes he just dives in way too deep. We've seen this in the games before. We've seen this in the finals of Malaysia, and really, I'm quite impressed by his trust, but it might be his death sentence if he overextends against a high damage AD carry like Zensho, who does have the Infinity Edge and the Rapid Fire cannon.
And not to mention, they also have to respect James, who's a 7-1 KDA.
Yes.
But they cannot ignore Shiro.
Shiro as well, with so much damage coming from the Equalizer, plus the Flame Spitter. Once he dives in there and then activates the Zhonya's, an untargetable Inferno here. But that's going to be the push on the bot lane.
That's right, with the hands of the Baron on MSK there, going for a push. And looking at Kaigo, he does have his teleport. If ever a fight breaks out, there is the death sentence onto Caspiel. Redemption is there, and that will be MSK. Already beating at the Redemption, but still not giving up in the push in the bot lane.
They are going to...
Oh wait, looking at the map, look at our hedge's position. Might go in for the Weaver's Wall. It is available. She does have the Ghost, plus Bipolar also has the Flash. So
looks like he's going for it.
He's going for it. I mean, the way he's moving it, but the top lane turret is destroyed. Kaigo is really pressuring KLH right now.
Taking some time here for Exosen to recover his HP back.
With the Baron play right now.
Yeah, they're just continuing their pressure, because look, Kaigo is still working that top lane there. He realized something might be up, and then goes to a brush to recall, but this does leave MSK a little bit open, so they transition to another lane. Zensho here for the mid lane, they split the group.
Yeah, I mean, they cannot also ignore CO4. Yeah. Looking at the Lucian build he has, so solid. He has a Phantom Dancer, Extreme Duelist. I don't think Zensho can even out-duel
the
Lucian.
Pace of the shots from CO4 is just way too much for the slow-paced damage of Zensho. Even if he has so much damage in crits, even if he has the Bloodthirster shield, it's going to be hard if he gets into a duel against CO4.
Right now on MSK's side, they have all the summoners ready, spells ready. On KLH's side, same as them. If ever a fight breaks out, this is a fight where they have 100% of their resources ready.
Yeah, both teams know that the other has complete resources. So it's going to be up to MSK to be wary of the Weaver's Wall.
Yeah, and Shiro coming in straight from the top lane. Kaigo is right from the base too. The wards are placed there on the wall side of the bot lane. But
GG still not hitting any crucial hooks so far.
Oh, lands on the KSPL! There is the lead from James!
There we go!
What a burst coming from James! Deleting KSPL!
Really tasting their fear, and now, without a question, Kaigo teleports down there to match Shiro's presence.
With KSPL's death timer is 35 seconds in, members of KLH, they will have to back away and giving this turn, knowing that Kaigo is there, but still, Shiro is there, CO4 is there, they have a lot of damage.
And that's one of these, the strength of these hook champions like Thresh. For a long time, TG was not making much of an impact, but one good hook can actually turn the tide.
Torres taking out, so close to Atlantis. With the inhibitor turret down, MSK has 5 turrets in. They will opt for an inhibitor. Maybe they're overstaying. KSPL will be fresh from the base.
They still have their cooldowns up though.
Oh, R-Hedge takes a lot of damage. There is the depth charge. And TG what's on that side that connects. And he secures the kill. But looking at James gets instantly deleted by Shiro and KSPL. TG takes the heal. Sancho, critical in the face. Maybe a mistake. He takes in the kill with the bullet. And now KSPL is very low. Sancho is now done by CO4. And now Exo killing off KSPL. And now Kaigo's left. Bipolar is very low. Exo is very low. He will have to back away, leaving Kaigo for dead.
That's still going to be a 3-4-4 in favor of KLH, but the inhibitor is worth there if they got it. They did not get the inhibitor there, which makes it...
They overstayed.
Yeah, they overstayed. And I was thinking that they could get that fight because they didn't burn any big cooldowns when they picked off KSPL. However, they did overstay. They split their group too far apart, which allowed them to be divided and conquered by Call Looper Hunters. You can see here, just going straight in here, but because of the way that the fight is structured, that means James is left to 2v1. Zensho not really doing a lot in terms of damage just yet, and then that's going to be Kaigo and Exos, and Kaigo, most importantly, the front line, the main front line, being wailed on by 2 other members.
That was a mistake, current call. Why would he use the current call in the face where...
That was a huge mistake.
Where Shiro has the flame spitter on, and look at CO4, fresh and healthy.
And Zensho also trying to go for that last shot as well, leaves him open for the rest of KLH. So that is a loss for MSK. Small loss, because they did not get the inhibitor there. That was not worth it.
The Baron will be live in 1 minute and 10 seconds.
That will be the next stage for the fight. And they are already establishing vision around here, want to deny this. Okay.
There it is. KSPL making his approach for some vision control.
Another good hook here. It might be the game.
James trying to pick up numbers.
So just gonna reset. They still want to dance around the Baron, setting up lots of wards around there. You can see that topside jungle is lit up like a party, like a Saturday night party. Still clearing the lane. Ooh.
Oh, pretty close call for KSPL.
Yeah, KSPL once again the target of the hooks here. And these fights are really all about establishing the vision here. They don't want control wards around, and they are willing to take some skirmishes here for that. But they're just going to return to the mid lane here. And target. But yeah, this actually rotating here mid forces MSK to back off of that Baron and stop the dance around there. And instead, they will want to siege this, or at least continue pushing the lane. But this dangerous. James is not seen. They should be expecting where he is. He reveals his position.
Very risky play from KLH. They don't want to engage. Same with MSK. Right now, if ever a clash happens, it will be KLH having the upper hand.
Yeah, they do have both of their cooldowns up. Their power spike is on their side. Plus, they are on blue side. So if they want to go for a Baron play, they do have the advantage in clearing the wards and then establishing vision around the pit. and they have just done that by clearing the control wards and the regular wards of Mineski. But if James does get, or if TG gets a good hook, and James is able to coordinate.
Oh, TG taking so much damage from Caspiel. Caspiel dodges the death sentence. There is no redemption. And the Weaver's Wall. Caspiel's very low. There is the current call. And lands on the Caspiel. Sancho secures the kill. James for the lead. That would be something Mineski would have wanted.
And Caspiel being the one to die there is actually so bad for Kuala Lumpur Hunters. There is still the equalizer, so they have to respect that if they're going for this Baron.
Right now,
Weaver's Wall is down.
Yeah, I mean, the Weaver's Wall is gone. Caspiel is dead, and Shiro still has the equalizer.
Oh, there we go.
Bipolar gets caught guard by the Dredge side. It will be Exo Zed securing the kill. CL4 on the bot side going for the calling. Kaigo stops the approach. James is very tempted to go in onto CL4. Kaigo taking so much damage, but the Shiro just gets bursted out. CL4 very, very crazy low, and look at that, 3 members coming in, and the flash over the wall bumps TG, and he misses the death sentence.
Yep, that is the kill burn for CO4, but that might be
for 3 seconds left on Caspiel. He'll be live pretty soon. Mineski, if they want to take the Baron, they have to take it now. But KLH, they're doing such a good job by stalling.
Is really trying to get these kills here.
RH is just controlling the flow. James is very low. He does not even have mana.
It's gonna be too dangerous.
Caspiel going in for the collateral damage. Very close.
Almost.
Really
this pushes
dangerous.
off Mineski from the Baron. And might be an opportunity from KLH. Take advantage of the recalls, but without the equalizer, they don't want to risk it too much.
And the stall from KLH was really
that was a very good stall from Kuala Lumpur Hunters. You can see here that they might be tunneling too much onto Bipolar, clumped together for the equalizer, which is very dangerous for them. But they are able to get out there.
And the depth charge was pretty late.
Yes, very late depth charge. With the burst coming from Zensho and Exosense damage was there, but still. Clumping around there for the equalizer was very dangerous pathing for Mineski.
That was, we're seeing some really pressured play. The Elder Drake will be alive in less than 1 minute and 14 seconds.
And both of these teams just really pushing their team compositions here. They want to fight, they want to play to their win conditions, and really, this is because this is the last game of the first day of the group stages, and Mineski does not want, KLH wants to maintain a 3-0 standing, while Mineski wants to get that 3-way 2-1 tie for game 1.
Yeah, if Mineski wants to win, they have to rely on the hook plays, the picking off members.
Yeah, both Kaigo and TG, especially TG, will want to pick up someone, Caspiel, Shiro, RH. CO4 might be a long shot considering the mobility, but if he gets that, that's a huge source of damage away from KLH. On the other hand, KLH, they can still do what they always do. Make sure the Weaver's Wall puts Mineski at a disadvantage, allowing of course the equalizer to take advantage when they group together and cut them off from the Weaver's Wall and equalizer to cut Mineski away from each other, and then that's tons of damage. There's going to be a Void Staff, plus the Leandries, plus the Zhonya's for Shiro. That is painful.
And they also have to manage the cooldown, so they don't know. So they know what's up with KLH. I mean, they have to really pay close attention. Right now, in the state of the game, 40 minutes in, they have to track the cooldowns.
Yeah, both of these teams really need to keep track of each other's ultimates here. The Hemo Plague. If Hemo Plague is applied to KLH.
Look at that, an opener. Oh, Caspiel catches the Dredge side. He gets deleted again, and now James is onto RH, but he's a bit hesitant. A lot of damage coming in from RH. The death sentence connects onto RH, but there is the equalizer torching the members of Mineski. But Zensho, look at him, he is not being even touched. CO4 flushes away, but gets binded by Zensho. That would be a cleanup. Shiro, the only member alive.
Doesn't seem like he has the power to defend this mid lane against him. This actually opens up not only the mid lane.
Oh man, the death timers are pretty huge right now.
They do not have Baron on their side, but it seems like they will want to force this.
Oh boy. Yeah, that will be the first inhibitor down. Will they go for the Nexus straight, or will they try for the next inhibitor? Looking at Mineski, they're going straight for the Nexus turrets. The earliest death timer right now is Caspiel, 10 seconds in, 7 seconds. Shiro gets taken out, and that will be an ace, but will it be enough? Caspiel is live, and there it is.
They're pretty low.
That's pretty it. 7 seconds left on Bipolar, and that is game set. Mineski bagging in the victory against KLH.
Making it a three-way 2-1 tie for the first day of the group stages here at the Garena Premier League Spring 2017. That was intense. Well played from both teams. I really love the composition coming from Kuala Lumpur Hunters, but in the end, just TG getting a nice hook.
It is a huge statement for MSK right now. It's denying the 3-0 of KLH and knowing that KLH has been dominating the past GPL. They have took away a victory from KLH.
Definitely, and that actually sets the stage for tomorrow's group stages. So many ties. We could reach 8 games tomorrow. It's going to start at the same time, of course. But wow, that was such a statement.
That was the statement, but we also have to take note that MSK made also
lots of mistakes.
But KLH still staying truthful, faithful to their team captain, displayed so much teamwork.
Yeah,
but in the end, it was then just positioning. And when MSK knows who to target, they always lock down Caspiel, burst him out, knowing that he is the main shot caller.
Yeah, Caspiel being the one in the center of the team of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Once he goes down, that's a huge bust, not only the damage of Kuala Lumpur Hunters, but as well as the morale, and just taking that centerpiece down is actually doing a lot. But of course, props to Kuala Lumpur Hunters. The composition was very good. I'd really like to see more of that kind of composition where you set up and then manipulate the terrain of the map and then allow for rumble plays. I really like that.
But also hands on to Zensho.
Yes,
great job on the Zen
as well.
And not to mention, backing the victory against Kuala Lumpur Hunters, taking away the 3-0 they wanted in day 1 of the group stage. So this gives MSK 2-1. Same with Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
And Fortius is going to be 3-way tie. That's going to be settled tomorrow with more games for the second rotation of the games for a double round robin. It's going to be very exciting. This day, this GPL has just got more intense, more exciting with the 3-way 2-1 tie.
So on to the standings to see where the teams are standing right now, and look at that, a 3-way tie just from day 1 of the group stage.
As I said, it's going to be very intense tomorrow as all of the teams are going to prepare strats and picks against the teams, picks and bans against the teams that they lost to, while still maintaining their momentum against the teams that they won against. Still, they don't want to give out too much information, reveal too many cards for their secret weapons and their strats, because of course Vietnam and Thailand still watching over the group stages, see what they can learn, see what they can discern from the teams they will be facing in the knockout stage.
And wow, guys, there you have it. Congratulations to the 3 teams who made it with a 2-1 score. And there you have it. That was day 1 of the group stage of the most prestigious League of Legends tournament in the whole Southeast Asia, the Garena Premier League 2017 Spring. We have been your shoutcasters for day 1. I am Vulcan, and joining with me was my co-caster, Atlas. We will see you on day 2 of the group stage tomorrow. They're just the fan of KLH, but teleport coming in. Shiro will rejoin the fight. There is Shiro, and the equalizers on the floor. Sancho's gets caught. There is KLH here, 4, picking up a kill. Hammond right explode for the damage. But the 4th bullet is just too much. He heals away. That was not enough. Sancho gets the killing spree. Way shielding for the lantern. There is the flame plus the ignite, and there is the connection from Hammond. And here he comes, the Weaver's Wall, a bit too late. Orange gets binded by Sancho, and the death sentence for the secure. Sancho is on the ladder, damage is not there, but the Dredge Leg connects onto Caspiel. There's the 4th bullet, but Hamas will clean it up, and Shiro takes in the slow. Oh, look at that equalizer! Axel gets slowed. There's the inner flame. Shiro flashes in. That's not going to be enough. There is the harpoon. Misses the slow. TG landing to the sentence. There is the box on the floor. But look at Hamas. Waiting for right time to strike. It's too late because Shiro gets the double kill. Sancho is very low. Gets exhausted. That is a shot down in this floor. Clean up right now for KLH. Hamas held down. There is the flash in. Bipolar takes in the death sentence, and TG is very low. There is the current goal, and Hammond for the cleanup. And then the current goes up. The 4th bullet is still up for grabs. Who's going to take it? It's Shiro. Oh no, Zensho And with that said, a Weaver's Ball just cuts them off. There comes EXO for the ultimate, and now the death charge is up. Sancho is free to hit the blade he pleases, but the save for CL4. Shiro with the flame splitter, and Zonia CL4 secures the kill onto Kaido, and PG is very low. Sancho is trying to catch Maris. RH gets taken up by Sancho. Here comes the critical. That will be a cleanup. Oh, double kill. Let's see the third point. Oh, yes, a triple kill for Sancho, and a cleanup from James. That takes a lot of damage. There is the depth charge, and TG with the death side that connects, and he secures the kill. But looking at James, gets instantly deleted by Shiro and Caspiel. TG takes the heal. Sancho critical in the face. Maybe a mistake. He takes the kill with the bullet, and now Caspiel is very low. Sancho is now done by CL4, and now EXO killing off Caspiel, and now Kaigo's left. Gets color card by the Drench side. It will be EXO Zed securing the kill. CL4 on the bot side going for the calling. Kaigo stops on the approach. James is very tempted to go in onto CL4. Kaigo taking so much damage, but the Shiro just gets bursted out. CL4 very crazy low, and look at that, 3 members coming, and the flash over the wall. Oh, Caspiel catches the Drench side. He gets deleted again, and now James is onto RH. But he's a bit hesitant. That sudden connects onto Horus, but there is the equalizer torching the members of MSK. But Sancho, look at him, he is not being even touched. CL4 flushes away, but gets binded by Sancho. That would be a cleanup. Shiro, the only member alive. Shiro gets taken out, and that would be an ace, but will it be enough? Caspiel is live, and there it is.
Pretty low.
That's pretty it. 7 seconds left on Bipolar, and that is game set. Vineski diving in the victory against KLH.
Making it a 3-way 2-1 tie for the